Hello.
Hello.
What is going on?
How you doing?
The background. Are we echoing
Are we-
right now?
There it is. No,
We
it wasn't
are.
that.
We're live.
Yeah,
I heard an echo. I was like, what the hell just happened?
it was the Twitch channel.
You gotta mute things in the background.
There we go. I got
There
it
we
muted.
go.
I haven't been on anything in a while.
I know we've been taking vacation, and I tell you what, I've missed everybody. Have you guys been having a good time?
I've been working.
I've been doing nothing.
mean-
And I've been breaking my ass, like literally.
Literally. I've been falling out of chairs. I fell out of that chair that he's in right now, leaning back in.
I don't. It's
Don't lean back in that. You're gonna fall and bust your ass.
what. It's not like we had a seizure or something like
Or
that.
even worse, your head.
But I literally thought I broke myself, but thank God I didn't.
I literally have been doing nothing, and I'm sorry that you hurt yourself. I've like absolutely done nothing this time on vacation. Absolutely nothing.
Dude,
Well,
this
and
is go.
you know what I was so worried about? It wasn't necessarily breaking myself. It was I will never live this down if I actually broke my hip. I will never live this down.
We'd have to come up with a video for that.
She's falling and she can't get up.
Sucks.
It had to be like it had to be something with Mother. It had to
Oh
be
my
something-
god! I have an idea.
What?
It's Mother de la Mort,
Uh,
but in one of those old school 90s with a grandma wig, like on top of it, with curlers in it.
going, help! I can't get up.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Look, you know what? She deserves it. So I had to move her out of her box, and I had to put her under the floorboards. And all I hear all night long is banging on the floorboards and whispering. But she does tell me she's got a lot of really cool stuff coming up for spooky season. So
Yeah, that is a.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I go tomorrow to help out with my haunt.
Nice.
I may or may not. I mean, I should be. I don't know. It depends on the dog walk situation.
Oh,
Well, it's getting to be it's beginning to look a lot like spooky season. So it really is starting to get that time of year. I cannot believe how fast time has flown this year.
Dude, for real. Does it just keep going by faster and faster?
It does. It does. Like it goes by fast for me, but I imagine Mother de la Mort, it's like a spit in the wind.
Right? Hey, Calvin!
I know we're getting a bunch of people in here.
oh, I was like, what are you?
Calvin's lawnmower man.
Oh, there's some people right now. I was like, what?
Hey guys,
Nadine.
we have missed you.
Hey, Nadine.
Shit, I have a bunch of
Nadine. Alvin.
Every time I see Nadine, I feel so bad because I have so much stuff that I have to send out right now to her. So the paints that I got for the boots that I was gonna paint for her, they don't work. They wash off.
Were those boots made for walking though?
They should be. They have the air soles in them. They're Doc
Look.
Martin.
You
Yeah.
go to Blick. I'm telling you, Blick has been around since like the 60s, and they used to supply like all the colleges and schools and things like that. But you can order from now. They've got specific
Oh!
paint for that, and you save a lot of money by going through them.
Yeah, I need to because
Yeah.
I went and started drawing out the designs,
Hmm.
and they washed off. Hey, Constance.
Hello, Constance.
Oh, Nadine says
But-
it's all.
Yeah,
good.
you'll like Blick, and a lot of times they run specials. So if you order like so much, then you might get some free paintbrushes or something along those lines. So it's I would go broke. They've got an actual brick and mortar in the capital here in my state, and yeah, I stay
no.
out of there. I don't go to there.
What I do is I go and I take a whole bunch of ladybugs, right, and then I crush up their shells, and then I make red paints from that, and then I get my coloring books and I have my stone mortar and everything like that. And I have my finger paints and I'm sitting there drawing with my bugs and just being myself.
Just living your best life.
Just living my best life. Trying not to eat dirt so much anymore.
I swear to God, being of living best life. I swear some of these dogs that I see, they are definitely living their best life, man.
Man, they be some bitches out there. I'll tell you what.
Hey, 2 of them today.
I still miss Butter.
I miss Butter.
I miss Butter.
They're done breeding her.
So she's been put out to the butter pasture.
Basically, yeah.
She's been pasteurized.
She's pasteurized Butter.
Wow, that actually sounds really bad. What'd you guys do with the dog? Oh, we pasteurized her.
God.
I mean,
retired her.
She'll keep
Wink,
forever.
wink, nudge, nudge.
She'll keep forever. Let's just not open that jar.
God. No, that poor baby. She must have a new home by now, but they had put her up for adoption after they bred her for a while.
Butter was a dog real fast. Was a dog that through
no, my own business.
Hikia's
Akia?
business. Wild at heart.
So we need to learn how to say her name, but be able to move our lips in a different motion.
Well, I have the
Ursula.
I have the added privilege of my mic actually being in front of my mouth, so I can actually say Hikia, and it actually does work. You know?
Then there's the
okay. We'll get in that. I'm not going to start on the whole Wild Earth thing yet. That's a new thing. That's coming.
Do that yet. It'll be a whole. It'll be like Godzilla. Okay.
Oh,
it'll be Godzilla and Metallica all wrapped up in one.
I have to be really, really stoned to do the Wild Earth stuff. So
hey, Raven,
when we actually do our 420 feeds, you guys are going to really enjoy this. Hey, Raven. But Wild Earth, Wild Butter, Wild. Damn it. Okay, I am stoned. I'm sorry. Okay, Butter was a bulldog that we were watching, and this lady was breeding her,
having her bred through the
she had all her papers, all the license,
AKC,
everything like that. But we would also
they put butter on the bread.
Yeah, they put butter on the bread, and they sent her over here when when they were traveling and doing stuff. So we actually got to play with a bulldog, English bulldog, for like a few weeks at a time. And
she was adorbed. She was just so stinking cute.
Yeah, we almost were able to adopt her, and then they're like, "Well, it's adopting,
it's
and
$4,000."
Then it's $4,000. We're like,
"That's not adoption. That's purchasing."
That's exactly what I said.
I was like, I literally can't do $4,000. I would love to have Butter. We would literally move everything around just to get that dog.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but after what they did to her, I was like, we're going to give her a good home and treat her right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and let her just retire and live out her life.
Yeah, you guys are doing something that isn't technically ethical. I know.
No more bread for her.
Yeah.
But we just want to actually
love on her.
Yeah, because all of our dogs we have our Mastiff, our Boxer, our Terrier, and then our Coyote Mutt Spencer. They're all rescues, and that's the only animals we take in are rescues.
Right.
It was one of those weird things.
Patty currently looks like a tiny llama. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you. So I decided I was going to give my cats a haircut.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I went. Well, Derpy has had one before. He's had a lion cut. Derpy's had a lion cut, and he really enjoyed it. All right, because he's got really thick fur, and I know it gets really hot for him down here.
I did a llama cut on Patty. It's not a lion cut, it's a llama.
Okay, let me tell you, my cats don't have lion cuts. They have terrier cuts.
Well, my terrier has a llama cut, so you know what? I could not get her freaking under area today. So she almost I finally did a little bit, but she almost ran around with the terrier cuts because I couldn't get further down.
My poor cats were in like absolute shock and like shivering in a corner. I mean, I was really easy. Like I watched a lot of videos and really researched the stuff before I tried it. And got a super, I got the right clip blades and one that doesn't get hot and that's super, like quiet and no.
I'm just imagining these poor cats.
No. Look, this whole house was covered in cat hair.
How'd this conversation go? Hey, baby, get me the hot one. Give me the hot blade.
Well, they will. They'll heat up. You got to be careful.
I was
I got to shave the cat.
It all, okay?
Let's see if I can find one of them.
No, have you ever given them a bath? I have.
Okay, look, I waited 2 days to give them a bath. I was not going to do that to them right after the haircut.
Oh no, I've had to give cats bath before, and that's not fun.
Okay,
they turn into gremlins.
They hate baths.
They turn into gremlins. It's hilarious.
The only cat that I've ever had that didn't like baths is Meffy.
That didn't like baths?
Yeah.
What did you have? Like Bengal tigers, like down in Anaheim?
No.
Like I've never had a
cats.
cat. I've never had a cat that liked water.
I don't know how we did it, but all of our cats liked water. Oh my god!
He has a terrier
Oh, you
cat.
did it!
Yes. Poor little thing.
The cat's like, kill me.
He has a terrier cat.
You know this one video right here just got us to 1,000 on TikTok. Right now. I'm gonna make this into a short and put it on there.
He's like, what? I'm on TV?
Yeah.
Look, Durfee. Look right over there.
Durfee, you're so pretty.
We'd go get our Mephistopheles, but he is definitely a demon.
Yeah, I appropriately named him.
He does this thing when he's looking at you and he's mad. He's just and then you're like, he's pissed. Look at him.
Flicking his tail back.
Now,
forward.
was that the one doing like kitty softpaws look the other day?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. He's evil.
That was
I love
totally
him.
kitty softpaws.
that's
He is
the
evil.
indignant one that we have. The one who's a dick.
See, that's what my cats were calling me after the haircut episode.
They're like, God, what a dick. I can't believe this shit. Dude, I swear to God, I shaved a whole dog off of our dog earlier today. So
They just put on their like little concentration camp outfits and stuff like that and head back. They're like, oh.
Oh. Well, have you seen the so I doing my research. So there are these things called security hats. And I'm like, that you put on your cat's head to make them feel secure when you're giving them a bath. And all it looks like they've taken a tube sock and just cut the end off of it to where it's just the tube. And you just put the tube over them to where all that's like showing is their like eyes. It covers up their ears and everything. And I don't know if that works. I thought about doing it, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
this is too much for me right now.
I'd probably come home and be like, if it was over here.
What?
Babe, why is there duct tape around Meph's neck and why is that leggings? Really mad. Like really mad. What's going on here? Well, I tried to put in the back and there was things I read about online for security hat.
So Calvin says that cat's gonna shit on everything you own.
He's gonna shit on your pillow tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, he's definitely we're definitely getting pink eye tonight, I'll tell you that.
So that's been in my excitement so far. But we did take a trip. We took a trip to Pickwich. And it was different. I got a few videos and things like that. Some of them I'm still having to work on because I'm just whatever's going on there, it seems to mess with film. But I did send you a copy of one when we went to the lake. I think it's in the Roots Bleed Red email. So you've got it if you want it.
Let me do this. Do. Wait a second. I know what I can do here real fast. Because I have a new device. I can give us I can give us background music. That we can play on Facebook. There we go.
Oh no, that's not it. That is not it.
God damn it.
Okay. All right, wrong one. Okay, wait a second. I can do this. There we go.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. Let's get into to Odin's ride. While I look.
What? Wait a second. Did you really put?
This is straight from Facebook's music. I can play this right now. We're
That's
not getting
great.
popped for this.
Oh, they'll try though.
No, they can't.
They will try.
Okay, where is this?
Why does Odin sound all techno?
I don't know, man.
It does. Wait, here comes the blasty beats. You see why I got
They're
this?
trying to be Amon Amar.
Amon.
Do you hear it?
I hear it, but it still sounds like techno.
And then, then I'm hearing like Hailstorm. It's really loud in my ear, dude.
There we go.
Oh
Sorry.
my god, I felt like I had to scream over that.
Sorry. Okay, I'm not seeing it here in the Roots Bleed Red one.
I was jamming out, but
You were jamming out.
it was hurting my head.
Well, I tell you what I'm curious of. Everybody out there, all our friends and everybody that's always in here, what have you guys been doing during the summertime?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to know what you guys have been doing.
Killing
What is
microphone.
that?
That's her mic. I gotta get a new that's the old mic I swapped this one out with. Which is good, but it started I think it's got a ground in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not seeing the email here. I see StreamYard, Reddit. When did you send it?
It was a while back. It was a while back.
Okay.
What is this? It's August. It was back probably around. When did we go? The second week in July?
I think so.
So it'd been like the third week or so.
Saved this one already?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's when we went to the lake. Lake. That's all I can say.
Huh. I am not seeing it in there. Oh well.
Let's find it.
Here, let me see that tablet for a minute. Sorry.
Was it the one with the camp?
No. Let's see. Where am I going?
Crunchy and Church of Starry Wisdom? Aha.
Nope. No, it wasn't that one, I don't think.
I have a bunch on the bottom there that were already downloaded. That was
I'm gonna title this.
This
Yeah.
is Pickwitch.
fucking rabid wombats and Cthulhu geese.
This is
and
rabid
all.
wombats viciously sexually assaulting two
Campers.
campers with a strobe light.
I'm pretty sure they're not happy campers anymore. Haha.
Let me see if this is it. Hold on.
That was you.
What? Oh yeah, I hit the mic.
Yep. That was you.
I definitely hit the mic.
And then you looked down like, where did it go?
No, I was thinking about something and now I just lost my train of thought.
So Calvin says, taking care of my parents, poured some concrete steps, had a Blackstone griddle.
Blackstone.
Oh, excuse me, Blackstone. What did I say?
Backstone.
Oh, griddle given to me. Had to clean and reseason it. Rebuilt an air compressor. Nice.
Ooh,
Nice. Calvin's been busy.
I was gonna say that's way more productive than my summer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the most I've done is actually put together a few shows for like You Can't Sit With Us, and that's it. That's pretty much it. I don't know. This vacation, I was like, it's just we're just gonna relax. I'm not doing anything because we create so much while we're busy,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we don't take downtime, it just becomes more quantity than quality.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that exactly. Did that come to you guys?
I don't know yet. I can't check.
All right, hold on. One more time.
Is it going to Roots Blue Red?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's right there.
Says this.
No, you're not at the top anymore, babe.
Oh,
And then reload it.
I can resend it if you need me to.
I don't think it's you.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't think it's you.
I'm on Roots
All
Blue
right,
Red,
hold on.
or is it going to?
All right, it's sent that time.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like all I've been doing is running in circles. But I know Mother Delamorte's been busy. I've been working on some new ads and things like that. And we're going to be putting out a thing. So if any of our viewers, if you own a business, you do a podcast or anything like that, go to our website, which is psychobunnydc.com, because we are going to be having some specials for September and October if you're wanting to advertise with us. So. And that would include a static ad on the website as well as something during the midway, which is kind of like our commercial break during our regular streams. So we're very, very competitive as far as our prices.
Yeah.
Oh, the costume contest is going to start soon
Yep.
too.
The costume contest is coming up, so that'll be fun.
Oh,
I
what was
touched
the
it
other
again.
thing? Yeah, don't touch it.
I didn't mean to. It's too close to me.
We're just gonna spark pop.
Well, I'm sitting back here.
What was I gonna say? Hey, Killer Snake. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, the Patreon too. We are gonna be getting a Patreon. Hello. Let's see. Okay, got it downloaded.
You got it?
We are going to be able to get Patreon up, and then the You Can Sit With Us episodes are going to be going over to that, and then 2 weeks after that, we'll be putting them into the Spreaker, or Spotify and all that stuff. So
Right. And I'm sure we're gonna have some exclusive stuff that'll start going over there too. So that'll be cool, because I think Mother Delamorte wants to do some shorts. Because there's a lot of really creepy history and stuff like that out there, and there's just not a whole lot of information about it. But it's enough to make for a nice short convo and story. So
there's so much more we can do with Patreon too. It's 100% whatever we decide to put on there, and it can be completely unrated. It's
Right.
NC-17 XXX. No, I'm just kidding. But it's NC-17 or whatnot. That's where we can actually get into the really, really gory stuff and really get into the subjects we can't talk about on too much on Facebook.
normal
or whatnot,
social media. Yeah.
without putting some keywords out there, and then all of a sudden we get popped and taken down.
Well, and the thing about it is, what little bit, it's not going to be really expensive as far as our Patreon if you wanted to join. And it all goes to doing, running everything in the background that we do, equipment, things like that, because that stuff does get expensive. And we do this because we love you guys and we have a lot of fun with it. And as artists, it's just something you are compelled to do. So, yeah.
Especially with me being such a sound geek, I like everything sounding great. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I what was the oh, what's that term? You know, when you I kept up with the Joneses enough to where I finally got a Roadcaster.
Well, and now see, you need to look into the Rode. It's by Rode, I believe, and it's the video aspect instead of the sound aspect, where you can control all kinds of stuff related to the actual live stream video. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Oh, hi, Mike. How are you?
Give me a second. It's
Hi,
gonna
Mike.
I'm gonna switch over to a different Wi-Fi real fast. Sorry, it's got fixed real fast. Give me 1 second here.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So Killer Snake is Mike Nathan Brown over from Facebook, checking out our Twitch account.
Rad.
Thanks. Thank you for going over to Twitch.
Follow our
Thank you so
Twitch.
much.
We're trying to get that built up
Yes.
here. We got a TikTok too. That is another thing too. We've been messing
No,
around
TikTok.
with. It's well,
I'm joking.
no, you don't have to joke around. I'm fine with the TikTok.
I'm saying ours isn't.
But the
I'm
PVD.
I said I'm joking because ours isn't like that.
No, it's all gory and spoople stuff.
I don't know about gory yet. Lots of spoople.
It's the thing with I think with TikTok, what I'm trying to do is see what I can push the limits on with PG-13. See how far we can go with dirty, clean jokes and stuff like that, and actually like the whole the serial killer jokes and stuff like that. We'll see what we can get away with there.
Right.
My women like I like my.
Oh, I like my women like I like my Wendigos. Cold, bitter, with the ability to possess the dead or something like that.
My grandpa used to say, because so he's my step grandpa, whatever. He would say, I like my women like I like my coffee cold and bitter.
See, and then I expanded on it. I was like, I like my women like I like my coffee cold, bitter, and with flies. And then I was like, she left. I left to go do stuff, and I was like,
"How are you saying it like that?"
Because it's just gonna stick now.
No,
You're just a cowgirl Wendigo on your on Death's horse.
Hell no!
Riding down there with your sparkling boots.
Well, she couldn't make it as a punker.
Couldn't make it as a punker.
Punker. Ah.
Full well that I would definitely have some Mod Podge boots.
Hey, have you seen my boy? Have you seen my kid? I freaking love. Have you not heard Reagan Youth?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, you were giving me that look. I was like, that song is iconic. Johnny. No, it was what's Johnny? No, I forgot the name of the song. Never mind. Here we go again. It's David Bowie all over again.
When you said Johnny, all I could think of is the Addicts now.
Well, I'm thinking of the Airheads, the Lone Rangers.
The Lone.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Richard didn't kill himself or something.
Oh,
Richard hung himself.
Richard
hung himself. That's what it was. Golly bum. I should be ashamed of myself. I think I just lost my punk rock pen.
Jesus got him, pushed him off the shelf.
Let me ask you this: are you singing that because of the Slayer cover? Because even though it's DRI, but I'm still hearing Slayer because Slayer did a great cover of that.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, I loved that cover. So one of the things that really got me into Slayer was the Undisputed Attitude album.
Yeah,
because I was already into punk, so I knew all the songs other than Gemini, which is the original one that they put in there.
Oh, their TSOL covers were fucking awesome.
The Dr. No stuff was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally everything that they put out on that album was rad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's what got me listening to Slayer was Undisputed Attitude. And then I actually went into Diabolos Musica before I started on the other albums.
Oh, not
God Hates Us All.
Seasoning the Obese.
Seasoning the Obese. Yes. Isn't that Stormtroopers of Death?
Yes. So good. Seasons in the Abyss, Slayer's album.
Seasons in the Abyss.
Abyss.
Obese.
They
literally were making fun of
what are we gonna do? Are we gonna eat them? I don't know. We're seasoning the obese. I don't know.
They had Seasoning the Obese. It was great.
Look at Nadine. You're
Nadine.
not exactly lone.
How is that plural?
I feel alone. I feel all alone.
Who'd win in a fight between Lemmy and God?
Trick question.
Lemmy.
Is God.
Man, it's gonna be like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I fucking love that movie. It's so good. Oh man. Okay, sorry.
Airheads is one of the best.
TSOL though. TSOL is freaking awesome.
I'm so bummed Bad Religion is
Have
coming
you-
around and I can't go see them.
Have you seen them now? On Mother, sorry.
Have I seen Bad Religion?
TSOL.
Oh, TSOL? TSOL. No, I have not seen TSOL live. I have not seen them live.
Oh, so
Okay, if they
No.
come back in the next like year or so.
Well, they tour around here.
Well, I was gonna say, weren't they the ones that were there in July?
No, no. Midnight was.
The Exploited, but we didn't.
Oh,
we
The
actually
The Exploited, yeah.
We didn't go see The Exploited or Total Chaos.
Yeah, I really wanted to see The Exploited. I know we were talking about trying to get you over here for it. I was like, dude.
Yeah, that I would have loved to have seen them. But at the same time, I hate this whole thought about the fact that, unfortunately, I'm older than I was when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to see these old punk rockers up there that look like grandpas, and that, I'm just like, I want to remember them the way they were.
Well,
You know what? Jack Lloyd Grisham looks great.
yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, they've always kept up on their health and stuff like that. They've done a lot. I mean, you can tell they've done some coke and stuff like that. But for
Well,
the
I
most
tell you
part,
what, I had a big crush on Jack back in the day.
he
I don't
is
blame you.
actually.
Shit.
I dare say he has
Yeah.
aged very well. He is very much
He
a
has
gentleman.
indeed aged
Yeah.
well.
He's a.
Yep.
You obviously know he's a very intelligent, very awesome person. And actually, we were right up against the stage, and again, that's that story we told you when
Yeah,
Noodles.
I was
Noodles
Mhm.
from The Offspring was right
Yeah.
right behind me, and Dexter Holland was right in the back of that of the crowd, and they were all just hanging
Yeah.
out drinking because it was supposedly the last night of Jerry's Pizza being open, and Jerry's Pizza is a punk rock staple here in California. It was like one of those places
Mhm.
where all the bands when they were coming up went there, even like TSOL, even back in the 80s and stuff like that.
Well, see, and because there was a big difference between like East Coast and West Coast punk, but there were a few like TSOL, the Vandals, and a few others that were West Coast. I think the Vandals were West Coast, weren't they?
Vandals are from Orange County.
Yeah, the Vandals.
They're
But they reached over here and were super popular, and of course they're both in my absolute favorite cult classic, Suburbia. If you have not seen Suburbia, you need to see it.
I need to rewatch.
It's got Flea in it from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wasn't
back
he in
before.
the Germs, or who was in the Germs? No, it was
What?
no, the guitarist from Foo Fighters.
Flea, yeah.
Flea was in the Germs, and what's his face? I can't think of the other guy's name. Not Dave Grohl, their rhythm guitarist for a while. He was in the Germs. I can't think of his name. But he was like the lead singer of the Germs, I think, and lead guitarist.
See, I used to be able to. I could tell you that stuff like right off the top of my head back in the day, but it's.
I haven't kept up with a lot of them anymore.
I don't even keep.
Yeah.
I keep up with the history, with like Metallica and stuff like that, because my favorite band growing up, so I know a lot about them already.
Right.
But music now, I more or less just buy albums specifically just to listen to the music, and I try my hardest not to, other than where the band comes from, so I get a feel for the sound.
Mhm.
I don't listen. I don't look into a lot about the bands anymore because I don't want to know too much about their politics. I don't want to know about that stuff. I just want to experience the music and experience the music and get from the lyrics and literature and stuff like that what I feel or something like that. You know what I mean? I can't.
Right.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, he's gotten all serious and shit, and I'm over here still trying to get my one line out from Jerry's Pizza.
You're all. I'm sorry. You're all. She's turning blue, huh?
Well, you had a lot of well, I don't want to say a lot, but you had a few of the punk bands that were like super political and things like that. but most of them were just all about just, you know,
Fuck.
letting folks do what they want to do. Just back off and you know, we were a bit feral back then, and it was fun.
What I was gonna say was, he's all, we were right there at the stage. I was like, dude, I was crotch level, like eye to crotch level with Jack Lloyd Griffin because I'm right that
crotch
short.
level
and
with
his
Jack and his
Junk
Lloyd
was
and his
like
Grissom.
right here, and I was just like,
Saw his Uncle Jack.
no, I did not see his anything. Okay, it was just staring at me.
Nadine says we had because she's over on the East Coast in New York. She's like we had a
Gigi Allen.
Yeah, his
Oh.
brother is rad. Though.
Merle?
Merle, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Well,
still
his
around.
brother-
Was it the Murder Dolls? Was that what the name of the band was? Yeah.
New York Dolls.
No.
New York Dolls. New York Dolls were
New York Dolls.
awesome.
But what was Gigi Allen's band name with him and his brother?
Oh,
Murder.
why can't I think of it?
I
Right
can't
now?
think of it right now because he's so iconic that I always just think of Gigi Allen, no matter what, you know. But the band was actually like Murder Devils or Murder.
See, and
Anyway,
that
Murder
that
Kingdom.
reminds me of
Yeah.
like the days of CBGBs, and you know,
Yeah.
we had the Metroplex in
Same time,
688 down here.
Yeah, he's still around and he's doing still doing.
He's still a
still has Murder
musician.
Junkies and all that stuff going.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Just now we can actually go see him. I mean, it
Without-
would have been
No.
cool to see Gigi Allen
Yeah,
back in the
behind
day.
glass.
Well, okay, like, hindsight's 2020 right now. Like knowing that he was so iconic, it would have been cool to at least experience one time. I would have been standing near the back when he started flinging poo. I would have been out the back. But I'm like, I was there for one or two songs before he started cutting himself and flinging blood and poo and well, everything else we can't exactly talk on until we get our Patreon on up.
Right?
But
I think there was a few of them, because now I do remember. Now you've got to understand, a lot of times, well, we pretty much lived at the Metroplex back in the day when I was in Atlanta and stuff, like Ratlanta. That's what we would refer to it as, and it had its own little punk magazine and all this kind of stuff. But
Nice.
there were a few that would do the cutting themselves and slinging the blood on the crowd and things like that. So
we
yeah,
we saw Flogging Molly at the Warped Tour in Tulare County at the World Ag Fair or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
It's one of the biggest fairs, fairgrounds, where they have all the high tech ag from all the world. All the world comes there too. To here. But during the summer, it's just they rent it out to whatever's going on. Summertime, they had the Warped Tour there, and we were right up front seeing Flogging Molly. Well, Harris kept spitting on everybody and dumping beer on everybody. And then all of a sudden he looked over at us and the song stopped. My buddy, who's like, I'm 6'1", he's like 6'3", 6'5", somewhere around there. And we're big. And we're like towering over in all the little punks. We're like the two metalheads who are also into folk music and folk punk and stuff like that. And we're sitting there and he's like looking at us. And my buddy, the music stops and he goes, dude, if you fucking do that, if you spit on us, we're coming up there right now and the security's not going to stop us. And he like looked down at us and also he looked away and he like walked over to the other side and everything like that. We're like, it was like, yeah. And people like, I think really what it was too is other people were getting pissed because he just kept being obnoxious about it. And Flogging Molly is such a good band, but it ruined the experience for me. I was like, really, dude? I was like, it was a big venue, but it was really intimate where it was like, you're going to piss people off and they're going to come after you right now. I was like, I know you guys are from the East Coast and all this other stuff, but they don't act that way over here. I was like, people get pissed, real pissed.
Yeah.
I did load in and load out for cattle decapitation.
I can't see them.
Yeah, he still does it.
It's fucking gross.
He doesn't do the throw up thing though. So So
I think that for me, that'd be pushing it.
They did. He used to throw up. They've done a lot of crazy shit on stage, but for some reason, he always spits. And he'll spit and like catch it in his mouth, and then he'll like spit towards the ground, and like it just does all kinds of weird shit, like you did when you were a kid, when like trying to make the spit touch the ground and shit. Like, but I don't understand. He'll literally spit
all the fun, gross stuff.
He does the guy thing where he holds a loogie in his mouth and then he builds it up in between songs, right? And when they're holding it, when they're not, there's not too much vocals going on, and he's already doing death metal vocals, so he's got a lot of phlegm and stuff like that going on to cushion his vocal cords and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in between songs, what he does, he has this gigantic loogie, and he hawks it up into the air, like. And it goes a good 10 feet in the air, and then all of a sudden it comes back down, this gigantic loogie. And I'm pretty sure Nadine has probably seen this, because Nadine knows who Cattle Decapitation is too. And it comes down, and he catches it right in his mouth.
Oh, God.
And then he goes, rah, and just like he'll throw it up and do all sorts of stuff on the stage.
Yeah, he does all kinds of crazy shit.
We saw him come on stage, and I wanted to see Cattle Decapitation so bad because they're a good band. They're really good.
They're so good.
But I was like, I had to walk out. And then when we were talking, we weren't dating yet. We were just friends. And she was saying that. And I was like, nope.
I was like, hey, you can come down.
I was like, I'm not going.
I'm doing load in and load out for Cattle Decapitation. They're headlining this like underground tour thing that we're, that I,
But she was like offering a ticket too. She's all, like, buy a ticket for you too. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll just hang out outside. I'm not going to go watch this band because I'll get sick.
That's where I heard about that or saw that band Thanatology though.
Yeah, Thanatology's fucking rad.
Dude, they're so cool. So like they have those old school outfits, like the one that just have the slit for the eye and covers their and he has the microphone inside of the headpiece or whatever he's wearing.
That outfit it's not white. They don't wear white ones. It's blood red ones that they wear. It's all red.
Well, no, they started with white ones.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They used to wear all white ones.
I only saw the red ones.
Then they changed it up to all red, and then every once in a while now it's just the singer that's in red, and then the rest of them are wearing white. They're a band from Mexico. And
they're banned from Mexico.
They're a band from Mexico.
They're banned from Mexico. What?
But they're Mexicans.
Hey, Karan!
Karan! I dropped my bottle cap.
Hey.
Well, you know, Mexico, I mean, they've got some really cool like subculture stuff when it comes to music and horror and gothic stuff. I mean, they really do. They still have that raw feel to a lot of their subculture when it comes to that.
Look at your name.
So those types of things. Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos.
What the fuck?
Well, De La Mort.
Dia de los Muertos?
Yeah, it's based.
Yeah. I tell you what I miss, and I like the fact that a lot of the album stores have come back. But do you remember Trading Up? Like
Vaguely.
You'd go in and you would get like, okay, I can get these 3 albums of known like punk bands, and then I can come back next week and trade my 3 albums in for that album that I really want.
Yeah. You know, some still do that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the mom and pop record stores that we go to, they'll let you trade.
They'll let you do trade. Yeah. Oh, I love that, man.
But of course, you don't get the right amount on it. You know, the same amount.
Well,
on
yeah.
It.
I'm not going underground.
It's almost like gambling though, because you'll come in with all your albums and you'll be like, well, I'll give you this and this for that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. See, my thing is that
sometimes you'd make a good deal.
Every album I buy, even if they're kind of like crappy, because I'm such a music snob, I'm like, I still want to keep it because it's mine. I just bought this and I want to keep listening to it, no matter how crappy it is.
We found that Yngwie Malmsteen record.
We found
for $3.
We found the Nightmare Before Christmas picture disc, a picture disc. It was rad.
There's a picture of me with that.
Yeah.
It's 4 different pictures on 2 records.
That's pretty cool.
You stopped talking like mid-sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. I didn't mean to. I thought you were about to talk. Sorry.
No, you said we found the Nightmare Before Christmas thing there.
No, that's all I had to say. Actually, I said we found it. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what label it was. I'm pretty sure it was just
it's
something.
A picture.
It's a picture disc they sold at FYE. Why?
No, we got it from Going Underground.
No, we did. I'm saying, but they used to sell them. They gave them out to like Target and stuff like that. And when the whole when turntables started coming back.
Yeah.
I love my record players.
Do they still have like resell clothing shops? Like we had, well, their Junkman's Daughter's still around, but it's like all like name brand, really expensive stuff now. But
It's-
used to, huh?
There's a few. There's a lot of thrift stores in California, and
Well, they would specialize, like you got clothes and then you'd modify them
yeah, no, there's a lot of them.
and then take them in there and they would resell them for you. Like you paint them, different stuff like that.
Let you do that. Oh,
the all the places here, it's the same over there. It's just as
Oh.
over there. It's all getting expensive.
the
It's
stray cats would probably love.
you'll
that.
walk in there and you're like, oh, this vest this is so cool. And you're like, oh,
Mhm.
let's see how much it is. And you're like,
$300.
it's $2,000.
Yeah, right.
Oh my
This is
God, for real?
vegan leather hide or something like that. And
Right.
yeah, I'm
Well,
dead serious.
that's a lot of the a lot of the because I can remember when you could get vintage type stuff for nothing because nobody wanted it. You know what I'm
Same.
saying? That's what we would do. We would get the dresses and we would change them into like crop tops with like anarchy painted on the back of them and all kinds of really cool stuff.
What a lot of people don't understand today, because this generation really is, and I know I'm going to start sounding like an old fuddy-duddy now.
But
Back in my day,
But this generation really has become the generation of instant gratification. It has to be right now, and it has to be done, and it has to be already vintage. It can't. I'm not going to put the time into. But what I'm saying is they don't, when they get a leather, they don't want to put the time into taking it out, wearing it in the summertime, wearing it in the wintertime, safeguarding
scuffing it up in the right places.
Yeah, they don't want to do it. They want to already have it done.
Yeah.
I have shirts right now that Akia has looked at the prices on them. In the way I have them right now, they're still worth like $500 or $600 that I just have up in my closet. And
Mhm.
it's because I put the time in and I bought them at the right time. And it's
Right.
funny too, these clothes at the time when we all made them or we bought them and they were special to us, we had all these people making fun of us. All of them saying, "Oh, you can't go out like that." And now you look at these people like they're just trying to they're trying to get that vintage look, and they're selling it at like places like Old Navy or something like that.
yeah,
And
Mhm.
I've seen so many people walk.
Abercrombie and Fitch is all that distressed shit.
I've walked up to a couple people with Nirvana shirts on, and I started talking to them about I don't know, like saying, "Oh, my Bleach is my favorite album of theirs,"
Beans.
and then they're like, "Oh my God, I have no idea what you're talking about." I'm like, "The shirt you're wearing, Nirvana? Oh, it's just a shirt I thought was really cool." Like,
Oh my God. I literally.
I'm
Oh my
like,
God. You're going to hate this next one. Same thing kind of happened to me, but I was working at Lush when you and I first got together. And a guy came in wearing this like really cool done like bleach tie-dye style. Where
Mhm.
like started off black, so you use bleach to change it up a little bit.
Right.
And it was a Metallica shirt. And I was like, oh, sweet Metallica shirt, dude. Like, that, nice.
I don't listen to that grandpa music. What are you talking
He was
about?
like, yeah, I was like, what's your favorite album, dude? We're just talking, and I'm like, what's your favorite album? And he's like, I who is this? I'm like, get out of my store.
Fuck
Just get out of my store right now.
Well, there's also another thing too. This generation doesn't understand albums anymore, and that is actually due to people like us like wanting convenience with our music, because I don't like to get my vinyl. I like to go buy my vinyls and I'll listen to them for a couple times and then I just put them up, and I don't really mess with them. I just make sure they don't get warped and they just stay nice. Whatever comes in the box stays in it, unless it's a cool poster. Then I'll put it up. But I just want everything to stay nice, And then like I said, for the convenience of it is me. Then I'll just go find it on Spotify or YouTube, and then I listen to the vinyl that way. I just download the album and listen to it,
Well,
And-
I think a lot of that is because of the internet. I mean, we didn't have it, and it was like almost like the anticipation and
Yeah.
and the ritual of going through what you had to go through in order to obtain what it was you were after was
Yeah.
part of the process. It was part of the fun. And, so I think now this instantaneous, whether it's music or tickets or, what have you, it's instantaneous now. It's because I remember camping out for like concert tickets. I mean, literally camping out sleeping bag and staying there all night long so you didn't lose your place in line. And it was
Oh, wow.
fun.
I like your band shirt. Name 3 songs. Nadine.
I like your band shirt. Name 3 songs. Well, and then you had that's funny.
Exactly. That's how I feel now. Like,
Tell me about their firstborn child.
Like, I feel like that though. Every time I see somebody wearing a band shirt that I like, I want to be like, tell me like 3 songs, because like after a while, you're seeing all these people wearing Slayer shirts and Judas Priest shirts and Metallica shirts, Iron Maiden, fucking Nirvana, Soundgarden. I've seen people who don't know who the fuck they're wearing with Soundgarden,
Well,
and like they're all wearing these shirts, and you're like, oh, cool, love the shirt. Like, you start trying to talk about music, being that like we're totally music insane, crazy people here, and then they're just staring at you like you have 3 eyeballs, like you said something wrong.
Mhm.
that goes over to the whole art of it. Like, people are just wanting to get a hey, Teresa. They just want to have the art. They don't want to know what putting it all together really is. It's James Hetfield said this, that the whole it's the album isn't just the artwork on the front of it, it's also listening to the album in the proper order of it. Like the artist put together specifically that way so you can experience it that way. Now, after you're done listening to the album, go back and just listen to whatever song you want, but then you experience it. And with Spotify and all this other stuff, like I go in there and I try to listen to the albums and stuff, but you can just go listen to the songs individually or build your playlist.
Yeah.
And you don't, even electronically, you don't experience the art of, whatever genre you're into. You're only seeing a portion of it. You're only hearing the sound, but you're not going out there to the shows. You're not going out there buying the shirts. You're not going out there, putting all that through to task, and you're not actually getting the albums and opening them up and listening to them and then listening and looking at the inlays and all this other stuff and actually just reading the art.
And they would come with remember when they would come with the words to the song? You'd have like all the words to the song. And we were talking about me and Odd Daughter were talking about this the other day. Let's see. Ozzy Osbourne was really good about it. Led Zeppelin was real good about it. Pink Floyd, of course, was really good about it. Kind of getting off the subject of like punk and black metal and stuff like that. But the experience of listening to it, because a lot of times they would do the old school effects with the music. And I forget what it's called, but where it would go. Remember being in the car and having like your speakers on high, and the music would circle. Yeah, it would circle. It would go from speaker to speaker to speaker to speaker. So cool. And it's so cool. And because there was one Ozzy, I can't remember, maybe it was Bark at the Moon or something we were listening to the other day, and it did that. And so I was like, okay, well, let me find. I know that Led Zeppelin had one, and I know that Pink Floyd has a couple. But a lot of these, like remastered, that's taken out. You don't get the same effect in your car that you did on radio or playing from like your Spotify or whatever that you got from like the tapes and the CDs.
I'll give that to Metallica on that. There's 2 bands here that actually do it right. Metallica doesn't do remasters. When they put it out, it's done. That's why they take so much time in the studios. They just put it together, and whatever they're feeling like, that's what you're gonna get, no matter what. Regardless whether like with even the newer albums, that's the art. That's what they did. It is what it is. They don't apologize for it. It's their baby, and they're proud of it. Now, the other one, Megadeth, though, when they remaster something, when Dave Mustaine remasters something, he remasters it properly where it actually sounds fuller. It sounds more filled, and it sounds, it still has the same effects on it. And it doesn't take away from the original. It only adds to for the newer generation, for the newer, the newer times and stuff like that. So every other remaster, though, like I've heard it so many times, it just doesn't work at all. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't have the right feel to it. None of it.
Well, you know what you're talking about. You get that a lot in art though too. I don't know how many times in probably the first few years that I was doing my art pieces and things like that, where people will be like, well, you're awfully expensive. I can go and pick this up at Spirit or whatever. And I'm
And
like,
do it.
yeah, well, it's gonna look exactly how much you paid for it.
Yeah.
But it's this concept of, well, I'm sorry, I don't mass make things and ship them from China. But
Exactly.
you do,
Yeah.
you run into that kind of stuff. So
Oh, I've had people tell me with my stuff, like, oh, well, it'll be cheaper if I go over here. Okay, go over there.
Well, then good.
Or
I'm
I can do that myself. Oh, I can do that myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then go do it. That's the same thing with music, right there. I can do. Well, Metallica's they're so rich. They're how they can afford to lose this. To give their music away for free. No, that's not how intellectual property works. See, what you're paying them for is actually their labor. And
well,
their labor
and their experience, because a lot of people don't know, but usually once a year I'll take some sort of art technique class just so I have more in my toolbox. So
learning stuff behind the scenes constantly. I'm always looking at
always
new thing to put to see how we can podcast properly. Coming up with better sound for ourselves and stuff. How we can properly project ourselves, everything like that. It's a constant learning. I'm starting to sound like someone who sold 2 books.
Back in my day. That's what, every time I start talking about stuff like this, that's exactly what Odd Daughter says. Back in my day. What? Shut up.
I keep getting called sir all the time now. I'm like,
you're all fuck off.
Okay, I wanted this and now I have to deliver this. I always wanted to be called sir and now it's getting fucking annoying.
Maybe that's why that old guy ignored me yesterday.
Sir.
No, okay, so I'm sitting in the waiting room and this guy had just fallen asleep in his chair, older guy, like really old guy. And they called his name. Nobody else moved. He didn't move. But he had been going, like, pacing back and forth. Like, have they called me yet? Do I need to do this? Like, asking the same question over and over again. I don't even know why he was there by himself because he's obviously starting to get dementia. And so they call, and I was like, hey, nobody responded to me. So they call again, sir? Hey, sir. I think they're calling you. He's all. And I'm like, okay, well, I tried. Hey, nurse, I think that's him. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's probably why he ignored me. He's so sick of being called sir at this point.
Look, I look so much like a narc that I get waved at by cops all the time. I go out. I have my Vlad Tepes Chucks on because they're all black on the outside, but they have the inside is red. Then I think I showed them to you, right? And like they look all evil and all this other stuff. And I always have my black jeans on, and I always have my black metal shirts on. I literally have. I hate to say it this way. I literally have nuns being fucked on my shirt. And I will have everybody. I delivered.
That's the Bad Religion shirt, though.
No. These are. I'm talking about like the midnight shirts and all this other stuff. And I'm wearing these like vulgar shirts. And
Satanic nuns.
I have cops saying hello, waving at me. And then all of a sudden, I'm going into churches and stuff like that. And they're like shaking my hand. They're like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I'm like. I was like, I'm a 6'1" Viking wearing stuff that isn't like that's supposed to offend you guys, and everyone like I was like, I'm a narc.
I was just about to say it almost makes you feel offended, like they're supposed to be asking you where you're going or why you're here.
They're like, no, this middlehead, he's actually pretty chill, dude. We know he's not going to cause problems. Look at him, he's too fat. He's way too fat.
I am so offended.
He can't breathe too well.
Hey, hush. Now, look, I actually could get senior citizen discounts at some places. So I don't even want to hear it. I actually qualify for some.
When my dad turned 55, I was like, happy birthday. Let's go get the early bird special.
Well, what about the first time you get the AARP mailing in your mailbox?
I already
I'm
have
like,
that.
oh my God. And you throw it away. How dare they? I'm so offended.
All I know is there's some super sexy 55 and older communities up in the mountains here that I'm waiting to move into. All right.
I bet they're clothing optional too, because you get to my age and you just don't care no more.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Look, guys, we'll get the comments here in a second. There's actually a lot of them coming
Saying
through.
hi to Everett.
But I'm just saying, super sexy, 55 and older, trailer parks. What could you?
What could possibly go
wrong there
in this kind of heat?
I'm talking about up in Clovis, like on the way up to like Shasta and stuff like that.
No, what could go wrong?
This is like Merle Haggard like type of area. This is gonna be great. These are libertarians on their property who don't mind being nude.
I was gonna say who don't mind liberation of the body.
Well, it's not really. You get to a certain age, it's not really you don't mind. You just don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, I am so over it.
I walked outside in my bra and underwear the other day, so
Sir, is that your gun?
I think I've hit that point.
Well, I have no pants on, but yes, I am holding my gun.
Well, look, I have a story about this. Okay, so back a long time ago, Oddfather, he used to work night shift. This was probably 10 years ago, probably 10 years ago. So we were living in a town not too terribly far from here, and we have a house in like a downtown neighborhood that's over near the college. So it's like a little college area. And our daughter, she was about 3 years old. And so he worked third shift, and he was already in bed when we left. And we had a alarm system. And the alarm company gave us this little key fob that you could put on your car, like on your keychain. And it had a like an emergency button, and this was like hostage situation, emergency. Didn't turn on the alarm, but alerted. It was a silent alarm. It alerted the company to a possible hostage situation, and it was a panic button. So we had left to go grocery shopping. And apparently, our daughter had got a hold of my key fob as we were leaving because she was holding the keys. And she had hit the panic button. We didn't know. And so we get about 15 minutes down the road, and I get a phone call from the alarm company wanting to know if we were okay. And I'm like, yeah, we're fine. And so they said, well, your alarm thing went off, da 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 da. And I was like, oh, shit. I bet it was when our daughter was playing with holding my key. She was playing with that key fob. And so then right behind that, I get a phone call from Oddfather. Okay. And he normally would just, when he would have to go outside to smoke, and he'd just put on a robe. And he said he's standing there on the back porch, smoking his cigarette, halfway asleep, with nothing on but his robe. And all of a sudden, these 3 cop cars come pulling up, and they all come running out of the car, and he's like, he was like, I don't know what the hell happened, but blah, blah, blah. And I had to explain to him that our daughter probably hit the panic button and set off the silent alarm.
That's awesome.
So that key fob came off the keychain after that, went on top of the refrigerator.
Yep.
I have a story to tell that's going to be funny, but it's similar. But we have a lot of comments here that just came through out of nowhere. So Teresa said hi, and then she's all, "How are you guys? We are good. We're just checking in on our vacation and seeing how everybody's doing."
Do what?
Slippy says ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. And the concert effect.
Yes.
What were we talking about with the concert effect?
Yeah, listening to an album front to
Oh,
back.
that's right. Yeah, I have to do that. Sorry, I'm not going to go off on that.
Oh, from the speakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called something else when it comes to like when they're doing like the sound production and stuff like that. It's called something else, and I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's basically like a concert.
Yeah, it's
type
being
effect.
recorded in stereo or something like that. That's
Yeah,
the
stereo.
difference between stereo and mono or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a crossfade or I can't remember.
The best is
called
when you get
something.
into the 5.1 surround sound, especially with our my Turtle Beach headphones that I use for our gaming, which is going to be coming back to with Twitch here soon, very soon. Actually, we're almost we're a month away from actually coming back. Actually, guys,
I've been going live periodically on there.
Yeah, Hikia has been
I'm
going
usually
live.
playing like Skyrim or
And Odd Mother's
like
like thumping on my floorboards. She's ready to get out.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of really cool stuff that's coming up this spooky season to talk about.
Everett says hi. Hey, Everett.
what's up?
What's up? You do. There's no way you don't look that old at all. Oh, yeah, you don't.
No, not at
Definitely
all.
look probably
I
about
tell you,
19.
oh well, thank you. I'm going to be a hot mess now. Well, it's all those souls. I'm telling you, anybody out there, I do purchase souls for an RC and a moon pie.
It's true.
See,
I do.
what you guys don't understand about Odd Mother is that she's not exactly of the green. She's actually one of the people of the Inner Dark who's actually nice. I'm sorry, I'm making a reference to the old gods.
You know, they're coming. Their next season's coming back soon.
You know what about that about them? Like again, I don't do the politics thing because I like to just have my fantasy and just do that. But then there's times where I was like, okay, I need to get away from them. And then now I'm like, I just want them to come back because I missed their stuff.
Well, if they would just tone down the politics, you know, I mean, everybody has their own beliefs and politics and all that kind of stuff. But when you're in the business of actually storytelling, I mean, that's your business. You need to get back to the storytelling.
Look, I had a communist best friend.
We need you to entertain us, damn it.
My oldest friend, she is a hardcore, like just straight up communist, no joke. And we've had our little political discussions here and there, but 99% of the time, I've never had her push her beliefs on me in any way, shape, or form. Not once. And I just don't understand a lot of these, you know, groups or whatnot who start off, and you could tell they might be whatever political leaning, left or right or whatnot, but then they go and then, you know, they get popular, and then like in their second season they're like, here's all of this stuff in your face right now. Go have here's what we believe, and we're just going to throw it in this fantasy that you are actually loving, and we are being really political, and then now it's overly political, you know, and it just that's
exactly really... there's no happy medium there. It went from very, very entertaining to where you were just like chewing at the bit to get the next episode to, oh my God, could you please stop trying to do social justice and just tell the freaking story?
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of that comes from youth. I mean, I can remember back in my punk days, and we were like, oh my God, we would protest all kinds of stuff. We'd protest the nukes and protest, you know, for people in Peru and everything else, you know. But
when we're kids, we're supposed to do that.
Exactly right. You know, but these folks are old enough to know better.
What was the old saying? If you're a kid and if you're a kid, you're not liberal, you have no heart. But if you're older or something like that, and a conservative,
something, I forget how that say. Yeah, I forget exactly what the saying is.
Older and liberal, and you have no brain. Then, but there's some along that
I think you just made that up.
Well, I think I'm not going to give away what we're thinking about doing here, but we're still talking about some in the background. Blurting out some politics. I'm just kidding. Everett said, yeah, I was gonna say she looks 20 or 19 works. Yeah. I was gonna say she looks 20, but 19 works. Yeah, yeah. You always got to.
I will go for either of those.
I'm getting called sir. Not just something like I'm getting called sir on a person-to-person basis now when I run into people. I have younger folks holding doors open for me, and I'm like, I'm not dead.
I know. Stop it.
I'm walking faster than you.
I can still throat punch. Thank you very much.
And I'm stoned doing it.
Just don't let me fall and break my ass like I did last week.
You guys are making only stoned old man into an angry stoned old man by being polite to me.
I get it. I absolutely get it.
Oh, fuck off with your politeness.
I know.
Back in my day. Damn it.
Now get off my lawn.
I'm like, this is how it happens. This is how the older just says, screw it. I don't care about clothes. I'm just gonna walk.
That's what I'm telling you. You get to a certain age and you no longer care. You don't care if you offend people in any possible way, whether it's with your mouth or your body.
I'm gonna buy 3 sizes too big for me, and then I'm gonna pull them up to underneath my nuts. Walk around with that with my man vision sign.
Oh, lovely.
I don't care anymore. And they're still gonna be nice to me and call me sir.
Well, we'll just make sure when you need a cane, we'll get you a shillelagh. That way you can use it for a cane and knock people out.
Oh, I'm gonna have a wizard staff when I need a cane. I'm probably gonna need a cane soon because my knee's getting a little bad. And I'm gonna have a wizard staff. It's gonna have a wizard. It's gonna be such a badass wizard staff. It's gonna have a wizard of its own on its staff attached to the wizard. Everett said, went in a store and the young girl asked to see my ID. I went to pull it out and she said, never mind, I see it and starts with 19.
Oh my god.
This is how old I looked when I turned 21. I had to make them card me.
Oh.
I was like, I literally argue with my best friend at the time, and he's like, dude, seriously, let's just go. He's like, you're buying the beer. I was like, I just turned 21 3 days ago, and I was like, I haven't been carded, not even on my 21st birthday. Going to the bar, someone is going to card me right now. The lady, I made such a big fuss. The lady took my ID, was like, looked down at it, handed it back to me. I was like, thank you.
Well, look. My birthday is closer to the sinking of the Titanic than it is to today.
I guess technically so is mine.
I mean,
Would make yours too. Yes.
Yeah, mine too. Well, I mean, I was born in 1906. So if you got to throw an aunt in there, you're old, and I'm old.
Our birthdays are closer to the turn of the 20th century than it is to now.
This is what happens when you get older. You just get into you organize a collective, get everything going, and then you just research, and then you have fun researching. It's stuff we never did when we were kids.
So what you're saying?
Well, yeah, and then you're like researching. You're like, oh, that happened in the 1990s, like 11 years ago. And you're like, no, that wasn't 11 years ago.
You're like me. You're like,
Or like 21 years ago.
I knew Sasquatch was behind this. I'm going to delve even further into this. Guys, I have an idea for an episode. We're doing this. And then everyone's like, no, we're not. We are not talking about Kemper for the 5,000th time. And Sasquatch is not his driver. We're doing this. There's another angle on Kemper. I don't think he killed those girls.
It was aliens. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
It was that Sasquatch who have been in Aramatio. That damn Sasquatch going around and doing stuff in those ladies' heads. I knew we need to set Kemper free and then go buy his books on tape.
Ah.
Oh, all right. It's an hour and 16 minutes. I think we can go back to vacation now.
So I'm not on vacation right now.
I'm gonna go get stoned and watch a movie.
That's lovely.
Or keep
And
getting
for
stoned.
some reason in my head, like I know that Ed Kemper was the one that did the audio for Flowers in the Attic, but I was thinking of the Judy Blume one. God, are you there? Could you imagine if Kimber read that one? Hello, God. Oh, hello, God. It's me, Margaret. You remember that one?
We have to write Dan Cummings
he
and
did-
ask him to do his Kemper impersonation.
Please tell me he didn't do that one.
He did he read all the Star Wars books.
Yeah, all the
Because
he might
He
have.
might have actually.
He did
I
five.
think
no.
He did a good 5,000 hours of it. He did it for years.
Well-
I think he only recently stopped because of his stroke. Honestly.
It was a program that was designed for the patients to be able to do community service while they're in prison, but also make a little money.
Right.
Program in particular was actually designed for assistance for the visually impaired, hearing impaired, all of that. So he did the books on tape for the visually impaired.
Yeah,
I got you.
I would love to find him. I know we're not supposed to have a favorite serial killer, but I'm sorry, Kemper's like one of those
Why are
guys.
you not supposed to have a favorite one?
Well, because of the how I do have a favorite one. I'm saying that because the what their crimes.
So, okay, so but your favor though is based on probably the most not interesting in a positive way, but look, everybody knows. Let's just be straight here.
Yeah,
Everybody's interested in serial killers because it's kind of like you can't look away from a bad accident. It's that morbid curiosity that humans have. So why can't you? Why can't you have one that seems more interesting than the others?
Yeah,
Kemper is one of the ones I like.
I think it's
But
only because he opened up and he just talked about it.
that's exactly why it is actually.
I mean, regardless whether he's embellishing things or not, he was pretty spot on with stuff, even though he did
pretty
embellish
open.
he did embellish some of it, but he was pretty spot on with it. Oh, I brought up Teresa's comment. I went to get my daughter from school. I was in the parking lot, and the school cop drove up and asked me if I knew lunch was over. Like, what the fuck? I pulled my sunglasses down. Like, are you kidding me? I'm only 5 feet tall. and
yes, I'm
yes, I'm black jeans and black shirt. Everett, I'm interested in them because I want to know what they did to get caught.
Right.
I can tell
Well,
you
and Kemper helped a lot with a lot of the research as far as like the what's that part? The like the profilers and the
FBI profilers. Mindhunter. That's based off all that stuff that they did with Kemper.
There was something else. You said something about them talking to Kemper. One of the things that he did say was about him wishing that he didn't feel like, doing what he has done, and that it's a compulsion, and that he can't control it at times. But he wishes he was normal.
Well, the scary part about things is so you have these serial killers, and it's all addiction is what it is. They're addicted to this because they get a high from it. No different than smoking or
right. And it may be a high, whether it's like a sexual compulsion or what have you. But yes, they get something out of it.
You get something out of it. So now if you're looking at something like an addiction or drug use or whatnot, there has to be serial killers out there, or at least a couple of them, that are able to control their impulses, that are able to do this recreationally and stuff like that, and that know what they're doing. And that's why you might find a random body and hear about this stuff that no one can figure out what happened to it. And then all of a sudden they just control their urges until, when they need to berserk again for a minute, and then they go do it and then go back to life again.
I feel
Well-
like I mean, not. I feel like the Green River Killer was somewhat like that
Yeah.
up until the point where he got caught because of the floppy disk.
Oh, that's not the Green River Killer. That's
Or,
BTK.
I said BTK on that one. Sorry.
Well, yeah, BTK was he took a long break.
But I was saying Green River because God, how long did it take for them to kill him? Or I mean, God, I can't think right now. Catch him,
They
not
caught
kill
him.
him.
They caught him in 2003. That's when he went on trial. Well,
And
he went on trial in
started in
2005.
1978.
Oh, he started in
70
19. They
I was
actually.
gonna say I
completed-
thought it was the early '80s, but yeah, it could have been the late '70s.
Thought it was like 1978, but there were probably bodies going further than that.
But you know the thing they talk about with the Green River Killer, that a lot of him getting away with what he got away with was
Whoa.
dumb luck.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
straight up dumb luck.
Well, like Joachim Kroll.
Well, I think a lot of it is actually what the way they get away with it too is also police incompetence. Look at what's his face? Willie Picton.
Yes.
I was about to say Ventura. What's the British Columbia? Where
Our
was that?
brains are still on vacation. It's like
I-
good
I
dude.
can't think anymore, dude.
It's not British. It is BC. It's British Columbia, but I can't. Vancouver. I was right. It was the B one. The Vancouver police did nothing, and actually, when they started seeing that it was sex workers being killed, they basically were like, oh well, he's doing a service to the community.
Well,
It took them a lot for them to pull him in. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
Joachim Kroll.
Yeah.
It's for him. It was seriously dumb luck. Like, one, he didn't even have the capacity to understand half of what was going on. He was a freaking
Mhm.
cow worker, and I'm serious. Legitimately, he really was.
Dude,
Um,
can I just stop for a second?
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
hold on. He was dumb as a stump, and 6 people went down for the shit he was doing because he was not like the normal serial killer that wanted to go back and insert himself into the
Mhm.
investigation.
Oh, he
Shit.
inserted himself.
He inserted himself in some things, but not
He
the
was-
investigation.
Absolute fucking weirdo.
But like, the fact of the matter is, 6 different people went down other than him for his murders, and what was it? 2 of them killed themselves.
Because of it.
Yeah,
This
and
guy.
he literally would do these things and kill the people and walk off and never think anything of it. He didn't have clippings of it. He literally, it was just out of sight, out of mind. It never happened. Walked
Mhm.
away.
Well, that's actually okay.
Other
Look,
people were getting caught for it.
if you're going, if it was what it's like one of those things. If you're gonna do it, that is actually one of the probably better ways to do it because you're.
He
You're-
wasn't
you-
doing that because he was smart, though.
No, he just literally just wiped his hand of his victims, and then that was that.
Like,
And most of his victims were so far away from where he lived or from where he was that
until the end there.
until the end. But
Yeah.
But I was gonna say though, if you want to absolutely if anybody wants to hear one of the absolute best episodes of all time in podcasting history,
Oh my God.
Dan
yes.
Cummings Time Suck
on Joachim Kroll.
on Joachim Kroll, you will laugh so hard through the entire thing, and you will be like,
I
oh
love
my-
Dan Cummins. He is hilarious.
Dude.
Well, that's what I was trying to say earlier. His impersonation of Edmund Kemper is great. Mother, I'm so angry right now, mother. Just like when he does it,
Well-
I crack up every time.
And you know, as far as like serial killers, I mean, there is they have to reach a certain number of murders before they actually are considered serial killers. Blah blah blah.
Actually,
But-
technically 2, but 3.
Yeah, 3, but yeah, you're right. It is technically 2, but they usually say it at 3. But a lot of people think that the serial killer phase was like just a thing that happened in the 70s and 80s and maybe leading into some of the 90s. But there are just as many. It's just most of them get caught before they get to the point of actually becoming a serial killer.
A lot of
There's a podcast I listen to, and there are so many crazy murders like that would put a lot of the well-known serial killers to shame It's just they get caught before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
You have a lot of what doesn't get caught right now, though, where a lot of serial killers do, they're still using it and they can never actually get caught here. It's hard to get caught, is freeway killing. Again, they just, a lot of them, when they target the less dead, like sex workers, and then they just take them out to the freeway somewhere, dump them off, and then they're gone. It's
unless they're like in the system somehow, then it would be very easy to get away with that.
It's even if it is in the system, there's such a backlog to find that info. It more than likely will get lost, especially if it's just a random body that they found, like say on I-5 somewhere here in California, and then the guy's already long gone, heading north, and he's already past Sacramento when the body could, I'm saying theoretically, found here in Bakersfield. You know, it's such a once, especially when it goes over to a different state, it's so hard to have that information go from here to here to here.
But you know what is interesting is what they're doing with DNA now, like what they did with the Golden State Killer.
Crazy. That yes,
to be able to find some of these people that they're not in the system, so to speak, to where they can connect a fingerprint or what have you to somebody that's already in the system. They just are able to look for family members that share the same DNA.
Yeah,
that's what they did with Joseph D'Angelo? No.
Yeah, the Golden State Killer.
Yeah, the Golden State Killer. Yeah.
Joseph D'Angelo.
That was technically, I think, the first time they'd actually done that to help solve a crime.
Yeah, that.
What they got a warrant, right? And was it 23andMe? The DNA site?
Well, I was going to say, didn't some government office just purchase 23andMe? Like, I was reading somewhere that they actually did. They purchased like the databases.
Jose, you're going to go to the few hospitals that I've been to find my blood. You're not getting it. You know what? You're not going to tempt me with finding my Viking ancestors and all this other stuff. I'm not doing it. I can just go read about it and just say, look, I look like them. I'm pretty sure I'm Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Try to tempt me with getting my DNA and inserting
with your devil DNA tests.
With your devil DNA tests. Putting your CIA transmitters in me and everything like that. All right. So I just got a message here. You can see it.
I know, I see it. I have to pee. Did you tell her that wasn't the private message? That was actually the public comment. Okay.
I sent private messages that he never looked at.
Oh, what's this red thing coming over? I don't care about that. I'm trying to read this other stuff.
Put it up on the screen. Put it up on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Shit, I have to pee.
Look, guys, by the way, if you have to pee, we have a TikTok and we have a Twitch.
Right now is the time to go.
We were 10 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, good. I can
go to
no.
At _PBDC_collective on Twitch.
If you have to pee.
If you have to pee, and then if you have to pee real bad, go to _PBDC collective. I'm sorry, PBDC _collective _ for TikTok.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and our Facebook and check out our website at psychobunnydc.com.
And we'll be back in a month.
Bye, spoopy season.
Bye, spoopal seasons. The spoopal seasons.
I might be working on my hawk tomorrow.
Wait, I gotta get on this before.
Oh my God, please, for the love of God. End the show. I am going to piss all over.
Wait, I play games there. Okay.
I think somebody has to go pee.
She's about to shit all over the futon. Oh, okay. All
I
right.
have to pee really bad.
All right. Bye.
Aloha.
This is Mr. Applewhite speaking. There is nothing wrong with your device. Join me here on Psycho Bunny DC. A delightfully dreadful consternation of horror content. Turn heads